have outside blanketing northern Ohio, even over the lake. It gets worse as you head closer to the lake as well. It's actually the worst air quality that we have seen in 25 years. I'm going to go ahead and detail where, of course, this is coming from, this haze, this smoke smell. We'll talk about, years past the previous high AQI or pollution levels that we've seen. And we'll also take a look at when this will begin to wrap up or die down a little bit, because we do have a lot of sunshine out there. It's just all hidden by this smoke. So the first thing I need to go ahead and let you know about are the alerts that we have. We have an air quality alert for Lorain, Medina, Cuyahoga Summit, Portage up to Lake, and then Ashtabula counties. Now that is not to say that, say, Ottawa, Sandusky, Seneca, or Stark, Tuscarawas, and Carroll counties are not also seeing smoke, smelling smoke. They are. It's just that threshold for an air quality alert, the levels are not high enough there. So I'm taking a peek also at the National Weather Service to see if they have any of the latest updates for us, but it looks like nothing has changed. So this air quality alert goes through the day today. Currently, our AQI, which is the measurement of how polluted our air, it's particles in the atmosphere, small particles in the atmosphere that, of course, are what's causing this haze and also reducing visibility and causing the smell of smoke, which is, of course, not just bad for people who have medical conditions or who are in sensitive groups. This is bad for everyone at this point. Now, if we take a look at our skies, this has been since early this morning as the sun was rising. Not much has changed in the way of the smoke. You can really notice it on our weather camera down in the flats because the tops of the buildings are tough to see. In this picture that you see here, you might think back to the photos that were released and the videos that were released of New York City back on, June 7th, I believe. So I went ahead and I did a little digging to take a peek at what their air quality was on that day. It was actually 460. To put that into perspective, our highest today AQI that we have seen has been 291, with the exception of some localized areas. There are different meter readings in different areas around the city. So there's one down near Tremont, and that one was actually reading in the 300s. There's one near Bay Village that's reading in the 300s currently. But add almost another 200 AQI points, and that's what New York City was sitting under that day. So to give you an idea of the levels here, previously, over the last 25 years, that's how far back the EPA data goes, over the last 25 years, the highest, aside from today, has been in February of 2014. Our AQI on that day, the 10th, was 173. So we're 120 some points above that today. So let's go ahead and take a look at the air quality advisory and the index and what these numbers kind of mean here for you. So an idea for you, good air quality would be about 0 to 50 AQI. And again, that's just the amount of particles that are in the atmosphere. Kind of gives us a measurement. 173 is considered unhealthy, but it's on the lower end, or kind of midway through that unhealthy. Today, we are anywhere from, we've been 250 to 291. 291 was the highest we hit. Now at this hour, it's gone down to, officially for Cleveland, 276, I believe it is. Yeah, we're sitting at 276 right now. So it is dropped just a little bit here over the last half hour or so. But it is very unhealthy to be outside. So I would say, brief walk if you have to, but as much as you can, spend time indoors today. If you have an air purifier, get that thing running today. We are going to need it. Hazardous is as anything above 300. And as I said, some of these readings that are around the area are coming up as more than 300. So just be aware of that today. It is likely to last throughout the entire afternoon that we will see these very unhealthy levels, but it will begin to drop as we get into the next couple of days. And then once it rains, that will help a little bit as well. But you'll probably notice that the smell of the smoke is very potent today. And one of the reasons for that is that our humidity is higher. So earlier in the month, June 7th, June 8th, we had smoke around. It might not have been this potent. It was in the upper 100s. Today we're about 100 points higher than that. But the smoke smell travels further and more easily when we have that moisture in the atmosphere. So then we didn't really smell it at all. Today, our humidity is quite a bit higher. We were dealing with 30 to 40% humidity at best on those days. Humidity today is in the 70% range, and that's part of the reason why it's so much more easy to smell that smoke. So let's go ahead and take a look at our smoke forecast. Of course, our levels today, no surprise here, are very high. As we get into the afternoon, they'll drop a little bit, but it'll still be pretty potent through the afternoon and evening. And even tomorrow morning, our levels will be anywhere from high to, on the low end, very high. So that's for Thursday. As we look at Friday, a lot of the smoke looks to maybe stay the very high levels over the lake heading into Friday morning. And then that southwesterly flow that we start to pick up there, that will help kind of push some of that smoke to the northeast as well, or at least keep it from sinking down southwest of where those wildfires are. So I also pulled up a Canadian wildfire map. This is from data from NASA where they can pull where the fires currently are. So you'll notice there are some still in Quebec, in Alberta, some through central Canada as well. And that's what's contributing to these conditions. Here we go. I've got another kind of breakdown of what this advisory means for you at this very unhealthy level. So if you do have trouble breathing, definitely stay indoors, but this is hazardous to anyone. Close your windows, turn the air conditioner on. Again, if you have an air purifier, that would be a really great thing to make use of today. So we know that maybe a little rain will help dumb this down a bit. Unfortunately, the sunshine is going to be covered by this haze, I think, likely today and tomorrow. And then we'll get into Friday, and then we're watching for some showers and storms to begin to pop up again. So aside from the smoke, let's go ahead and talk about the weather as well. Let me go ahead and pull up here our future cast to show you. So today we're sitting good when it comes to any rain showers. Unfortunately, we don't get to enjoy the dry skies outside because we got to stay indoors. But looking at Thursday into Friday, this is just a broad picture here for you. Thursday into Friday, looking for some pop-up showers late Thursday night into early Friday. And then Saturday, storm clusters potentially popping up as well. So let me go ahead and see if I can get a better picture here for you. Just a closer look. So Wednesday, Thursday, nice and dry. There are those storms that pop up Thursday morning. Those will stay west of us. And then getting into our Friday, we're watching for this cluster here, which is hidden by this icon, to push through Michigan area and potentially make its way to us here at home in the morning. But if not, then we're watching for some storms late night Friday, which could continue into Saturday with that next passing system. And those could actually be packing a bit of a punch. The good news is by the end of Sunday, we will have wrapped up with the rain showers and storms. Leading into your holiday, Monday and Tuesday, July 4th, things look pretty good. Now, of course, we will have to monitor that smoke. We're going to be, watching for fireworks to be set off and things like that. So we'll be keeping an eye on the smoke levels. But aside from that, your holiday looks great. If you guys have questions about these, the smoke, things that I detailed, go ahead and drop a comment. I will tell you, I'm sure people are wondering, why didn't you go back further than 1999? That is the EPA data that they have the records for each and every day, the highest point of their AQI. I was looking to get further back. Of course, smog was a huge issue in the Cleveland area and many areas back in the 1970s. But unfortunately, I've been having trouble finding the data for each day for that. So over the last 25 years, today is the highest AQI that we have seen. The highest other than today over the last 25 years was in 2014. It was in February, which ironically was also a very, very cold day. There was a polar vortex that came through at that time, and our wind chills were 20-some below across the region. So yeah, that's the data we have for that. And again, if any questions, drop a comment. I'll do my best to answer. And if you're not doing anything, we are going to be on air at noon. I will have your latest forecast for you there as well. Take care.